So, in this module, we're going to be talking about why people don't buy and then what you can do about it. So, first of all, you have to realize that most people are on the defensive when it comes to sales. You know, for yourself, you've had experiences where, someone is trying to sell you something, and so you put up your defenses. And so, we really want to bring those defenses down so that they will take the opportunity to learn. Now, after this module, you'll be learning about how to set up the appointments and how to invite people to classes. And in that invite will also help bring their defenses down because you're going to be taking the pressure off of them to even buy. And so they're going to be coming to this appointment or coming to a class, hopefully prepared and open to learning. So some tips when you arrive at an appointment is that you'll definitely want to ask them for some water. When you do that, it puts you in that friend realm. So that if this is someone that's not necessarily your friend or family member, this is a really important thing to do. Also, you'll want to sit kitty corner from them. So if you're at a table, they'll be sitting on the long end, you'll be sitting on the short end of the table. It's kind of weird if you're sitting on a couch and you're sitting right next to each other, especially if you're not friends, or sitting across from each other. So when you sit kitty corner, that's generally how friends sit. Also, smile and use their name. So again, especially if this isn't somebody that you know very well, you'll want to be friendly. You want to get in that friend round, and that helps to lower their defenses and be more open to listening. Also, remove pressure to buy. So you're going to say in the invitation when you set up the appointment, as well as here in the agenda, you'll be saying you don't have to buy anything, but if you see anything that you like, of course, I'll help you get it today. So just right there, when you say that, you'll see their shoulders drop and their defenses go down. You will be also letting them know that as part of the agenda is that you'll be covering the most popular items. And what this speaks to them is that it kind of lowers the risk because other people are buying these things. And then the last one is you'll be reviewing the credibility of doTERRA, which reduces risk, just kind of helping them to have more confidence in the products and in the company. So a lot of times why people don't buy is because the value doesn't outweigh the cost, or at least the perceived value doesn't outweigh the cost. So as you're speaking, you are really trying to help them to see the value and that the price is justified because there is so much value to them. And so one of the things that you can do is invite them to vocalize their problems or their concerns or their health goals. And as they vocalize those and they're able to talk a little bit about how long it's been a problem for them or what impact it's having on their life, that definitely raises the value of something that can solve that problem for them. And so we really want to be able to personalize the benefits of the product. So you might have personal benefits and things that you've received, and that's great. But we are really trying to focus on them and what their problems are and the benefits that the oils can be specifically to them. So asking them questions to confirm also that you're on the same page. So after you share something, you're going to ask a question like, how does that sound? Just to get that confirmation that we're on the same page. And then also you'll want to be giving context for the price. And we'll be putting that into the script as we go along, that we'll be helping them to see why this is justified, especially when we're solving some of these problems that they've been dealing with for a while. Okay, another reason why people don't buy is they're not in your target market. And one of the biggest problems that we may have is that when there are people who legitimately do not have the money or they don't have the need. And that is not your fault that they don't purchase. It's just that they're not in your target market. If people don't legitimately have the money, then these conversations they're not going to be able to buy, right? Or if they don't have a need. And the third reason often why they're not in your target market is that if you go outside of the usual demographics of people who purchase essential oils in doTERRA. And so oftentimes they're women, they're moms, they're usually between the age of like 25 and older. They care about their health. And so if you're meeting with someone that maybe a 20-year-old college student might be less likely to purchase essential oils. And so it just increases the possibility that they're going to purchase if they do have money, if they do have a need, and they are in that demographic that we're looking for. But not saying you shouldn't talk to them or others, but just realize that that may be one of the reasons why they don't purchase. Also, when we make buying more difficult than it needs to be, we are so programmed in society today that buying is easy. We just push a button and our credit card is automatically there. It gets shipped to us. Our address is already in there. Like, we are used to things being easy when we purchase. So not overcomplicating things. So limiting the amount of products that we're showing. You may love everything that doTERRA has, and you have amazing stories about so many different things, but realizing that once you start getting into a lot of products, it becomes very overwhelming to somebody who is new. And so really keeping them down to those 10 top products is important. Unless you have a lot of sales skills and a lot of sales experience, I would definitely limit them to about 10 products when you're showing, because that is by far enough to have them thinking a lot. Also limit their buying options to just a few basic choices. And we'll be adding that right into the script, where you're only giving them two kits to choose from, even though doTERRA has a lot other kit options. When you expand the number of choices that they have, often people will go into I have to think about it mode. They are overwhelmed, and so they're going to have to think about it. But when you reduce the number of options, and there's been so many studies done on this, when people have gone into a store and there are just 3 options of something to purchase, they're more likely to purchase than if there's 12 options. Even though they're amazing, a lot of times they will just leave because they can't decide. And then the last one is understand that they're not going to order later. And that's why you took the time to set up an appointment or to invite them to a class, and that you let them know how long it was going to take, so that you would have sufficient amount of time to teach them what they need to know to address the needs that they have, so that they can make a decision. And so that is really important to understand, that most people are not going to leave saying, okay, I'm going to think about this, and then, a few days later, oh yeah, I thought about it, I want to purchase this. That's very rare. So just have it in your mindset that this is the time for them to decide. And not putting pressure on them. It's just that you're taking that opportunity to do it and do it effectively. And then the last reason why people don't purchase is because you're weirding them out. Either you're sounding like a salesperson, or one of the biggest reasons is that you're just not confident. So when you're using words that show that you're not confident, in their mind, they're thinking, okay, if this person isn't confident enough to even ask me or tell me certain things, they're not confident to ask me to buy this, then it's going to be weird and they're not going to make a purchase, right? But if you are able to be confident in what you're sharing, then they will be confident in what you're sharing. And how you can become more confident is by being prepared, memorizing certain things that you need to memorize, and we'll talk about those, and also following a script and practicing before you go, so that you can be confident in what you're doing, and that you will be able to focus more on them and their needs, and not worrying so much about you and not being prepared. Also asking them if they want to buy. That's another reason why people don't buy, is because you don't confidently ask them, do you want to get this today? And it's okay if they say no, but it's your job to ask. And one last thing, especially in doTERRA, is that sometimes people or wellness advocates will come off as a little overly enthusiastic about essential oils, and that can be really weird for someone. Or sharing extreme stories about certain experiences maybe that you've had with oils, that can be weird for someone, and that will be another reason why they don't purchase. And so just keeping it cool, be confident, be prepared, and you'll be able to help them to get essential oils in their home.